Black Sherif.
I've always found that name funny.
Very funny name. Black Sherif and Shatta Wale. Who is Black Sherif, bro?
He's a Ghanaian artist, genre bender. Born in Ghana in a place called Konongo, if I'm pronouncing it properly. It's about 50 miles or 50 kilometers from Kumasi. He's 20 years old, according to some reports. And he's the man behind some of the most popular songs in Africa right now. Records like First Sermon, Second Sermon featuring Burna Boy, and finally Kweku the Traveler, which a lot of people know. His first single that I heard, that was like 3 years ago or thereabouts. It wasn't just, a lot of people know him for the drill records now, but it wasn't just drill, basically. It wasn't drill percussions at the time, it was trap, bunch of things. Very interesting artist. He also graduated from a school in Kumasi. That's about everything.
All right, what do you think his success, his current success, means for the rise of rap subgenres in Africa?
What are the subgenres of rap that are popular in Africa? Rap, I mean, we're looking at trap, we're looking at drill, looking at emo, we're looking at cloud rap. Although trap, cloud rap, and emo can overlap. We're also looking at several African rap records that we can't exactly define by genres. There was a time in Nigeria when there was a sound, and I feel there was a time that I was speaking with YC, and I felt like we missed our window with that sound, that rap sound. The sound that birthed record like King Kong, Grown Me, Cause Trouble. We could have turned that into an entire movement, but we didn't. It could have been like our own version of drill, in a way, because it was built on hip hop and they were also dancing. And in South Africa, there people rap on amapiano, vocalistic raps on amapiano. People used to rap on as well. But the genres that I'm going to focus on here are trap and drill, basically. Its success, what does it mean in a sense? So you look at Africa, right? Post 1999, across the African continent, except in some places, hip hop and R&B were heavily influential. Not least in Nigeria, where we know that a lot of our earliest pop records they had hip hop percussion. They were very, very hip hop infused. Records like Two Face's first single that blew. That was a hip hop themed record, even though it was it's a hip hop record. That's hip hop. Tony Tertila's Biggie, mecca, that's a rap record. Rugged Man's Hits, rap records. Allstars, even though he was a singer, it was very hip hop themed. He was in a hip hop group. So then you go over to Ghana, you're looking at Hip Life. It's literally called Hip Life, a blend of hip hop and high life. You're looking at people like Obrafo, all these other guys, they're making hip hop records. Then you go to South Africa, obviously. Even though people were infusing it with elements of maybe South African folk music that was danceable, it was still hip hop music. But if you listen to a record that came a little later, maybe Double HP's Music and Lights, was hip hop. Or if you're listening to maybe Proverb, Pro Kid, some of these guys, some of the things that are making were basically hip hop records. But a little as times passed and rap and hip hop evolved, you're looking at, there was a heavy trap movement in South Africa that we felt like it was, as a matter of fact, dare I say that the best trap music that I've heard in the world. I'm not capping, I've tweeted about this several times. The best trap music that I've heard in the world over the past 5 years, they have all been African trap music. Bro, Africans can make trap. African boys are dope. Like, I'm not even talking about South Africa, I'm talking Nigeria. There's a boy that I discovered out from Sierra Leone some years ago. There's a boy that's called Mazimba from Zimbabwe. Bro, incredible trap music, right? But the problem is, even though trap had a moment with people like Nasty, right? Bad hair extensions, strings and blings. Commercial music they were still competing significantly with commercial music, right? Sounds like and Kwaito, they're still like, they had to battle some of those things. Even though they had number one hits, they had number one records. But the problem is, a lot of people will tell you that rap cannot succeed in Africa, that rap cannot thrive, or hip hop cannot thrive. It's a lie. It's a lie. Rap can thrive, and genres of rap music can thrive. It's just about how it presents it. But a little bit on that later. Then you go to Ghana, you look at over the past 2 years now, there's a Asaka drill movement. From boys from Kumerica or Kumasi, making drill music, J-Bad, Galtog, Kweku, all of these boys. They're making incredible drill records. And they're getting a lot of attention, global attention for it. Do you know why? Because the South African trap movement sounded heavily American, but you could still hear the idiosyncrasies in the music. You could still hear about the Bushishi. For example, one of the biggest records to come out of that was Dr. Shebeleza. Dr. Shebeleza is a South African concept, right? You could literally, Narcissist's music was heavily Western, but still, some of the things I was talking about, like on his last album, I was talking about Stephen Biko. Stephen Biko was an African figure, right? So when you rationalize some of these things, rap music has always thrived in Africa. It's just not thrived the way Americans are doing it. And because of you people who are purists, who don't understand that what rap music is essentially is rhythm and poetry delivered in a recognizable flow scheme and with bars. That's essentially what it is. It doesn't matter the language, it doesn't matter the style, it doesn't matter anything. That's why a lot of people are still going to tell you today that Olamide, Naira Marley, they are not rappers. Are you stupid? Really? You are 2022, you still want to make that argument now. Are you okay? You understand? So people, and the thing about Africa is the biggest rap records out of Africa, biggest African rap records are the records that have African interpretation. So you're looking at the language that they use to deliver. For example, you and I don't understand the word that Fini is saying. We don't understand one thing that he's saying. But guess what? We know that shit is dope. Because there is a relatability, he's a king. So we understand that, and we'll be able to relate to whatever he's saying more than any other person will be able to relate to what he's saying outside Africa, outside Nigeria. Even an African will tell you that Olamide is dope, they will tell you that Fino is dope. Sarkodie, do you understand the word that Sarkodie is saying? But let me tell you something, brother, he's dope. You don't need to tell us twice that he's dope, we know he's dope, right? So the fact that the language itself, you can relate to some of the you can relate to the accentuation of the language. You know that it's African. Subconsciously, your mind is endorsing it. That's how the human mind is built. Then let's go to things that you can now understand. Rap music delivered in pidgin. The opening track of Rugged Man's Rugged Baba is a hip hop lesson, Nigeria hip hop 101. And go and listen to it. 1, you have to be sure you have the talent in you. 2, only then can you develop words in you. 3, your stagecraft to make your crowd scream. 4, you have to deliver it in your mother tongue. And then he made another record of the album, Bala, how many talk, saying you have to make music in your mother tongue. Do you know who told him that? In the early 2000s, Paul Play had the conversation with Rugged Man. He told him that, bro, you have to put, all these ones that are doing, you have to put your mother tongue in this thing. And guess what? I used to copy. One of the biggest rap records of all time. So the moment you can make records that people can relate to, by language, by idiosyncrasies, by slangs, by bars, don't worry. Doc Shebeleza it's still a big record in Nigeria. When DJs want to feel cool and they want to show range in Nigeria right now, they play 3 songs. All I do is win, no matter what. I'm Shebeleza, dark Shebeleza. And I'm talking rands and the nairas. Those are the 3 records they play till now. It's been like 8 years. That's it. So which means Black Sherif. Black Sherif is a genre bender. He's yet another evidence that we don't need to interpret things in the Western way for it to work here. Black Sherif is not similar to Lil Durk and Lil Baby. It's not dissimilar to Lil Durk and Lil Baby. It's like them. He makes a hip-hop subgenre in a song rap fashion. Because when you look at him, he's singing, but he has the technique and the cadence of a rapper. That's what he is. Can you say that Gunna is not a rapper because he's singing? Can you say that Young Thug is not a rapper because he's singing? Can you say that Lil Durk is not a rapper? They are rappers because rap music has evolved. And this is another evolution of rap music in Africa that we are seeing. It's such an important movement. Like there are trap boys in Nigeria right now where they are so dope, but the content is not as relatable. The content is not as it's unlikely to penetrate with the way they are making it, right? But if Zlatan were to make a trap record, you never know if it can blow up. So the problem is, because this guy, Kweku the Traveler, for example, it was delivered in Pidgin and his native language, probably Twig. Bro, like, Pidgin is spoken in Nigeria, Pidgin is spoken in Ghana. Yes, Ghanaian records that we didn't understand are blown here, but the fact that we can understand a drill record and the things that are blowing up and the thing that the guy was saying in there, we can follow the story, you can literally see that that's why we are endorsing it. Yes, I fucked up. Who know they fuck up and sing that's literally the quotable from the song. No hands. You know what he's saying. Sorry, it's relatable content. The storytelling in his music is fantastic. Ever since it started, his voice is crazy. It's very identifiable. So that's what makes the boy is another representation of the fact that whatever you think cannot thrive in Africa can thrive. And this is yet another drill record that's blowing up in Nigeria. We had early last year we had Lose God. Lose God was possibly the biggest song in this country at some point in 2021. Like, that was a huge record. There's a record that's buzzing on social media right now, even though it's delivered in English, and maybe that's why it's not as big as Lose God and Kweku the Traveler. Coyote, it's a drill record. And even the record, the fact that you can understand that it's talking about Lagos from island to mainland, it's a huge thing. Relatability is huge in music, especially genres that are imported. So Black Sherif is yet another exemplification of that.
So this is an example of an artist crossing over from Ghana to Nigeria. What do you think Shatta Wale can learn from this?
Shout out to my brother Shatta Wale. Him and Burna Boy both. They almost killed themselves over an unnecessary fight like 2 months ago. At the time, it was apparent to everybody that he was talking some nonsense. I wrote an article about it and I did the facts on about it. Anybody that wants to see my opinion on that, you can go check it out. Especially the facts on the episode. You can't sit down in Ghana. Shatta Wale is a dope artist, don't get me wrong. Shatta Wale is a dope artist. His latest TP, you guys should go listen to it, it's quite dope. He's like a king of the streets. He blends like this dancehall bravado, like some Buju Banton energy with like Naira Marley. That's basically what Shatta Wale is. On Beyonce's album, I'll say it tomorrow, Already is the best song on that album. I don't care what anybody says. Like, it's not Brown Skin Girl, it's not, Already is the best song on that album. You can't sit in Ghana and be making unnecessary assumptions. Your music is not traveling because, number one, it's not great. I'm sorry, it's not great. It's not great enough for it to cross borders. And you're not doing anything about it. What are your pitches? Where is the playlist domination? Where are the companies that are backing you? I was looking at the record label execs some months ago. A label services execs about 2 months ago, and it was talking about how he wants to go to Ghana and get this person and maybe poach that person. I said, Shatta Wale. I said, who's going to poach? Who's going to give Shatta a contract? Do you want Wale in your life? Literally, that's the reputation you have. Literally. Where is the promo here? Stonebwoy that was supporting him, I love Stonebwoy, he knows, my guy. He supported him, but bro, you know this thing is not true. Your record, Anloga Junction that you released, you had 2 records, a record with Davido and a record with Zlatan. The record with Davido, people knew here. Shakaya Mata for you, drop your matter. If you guys could understand that, your record is not going to blow. Like, you can't compare yourself to Nigerian artists. Nigerian artists have a reputation. There's a demand for your music, for Nigerian artists' music in your country. There's no demand for your music here because it's a power dynamic thing, right? So a guy, this Black Sherif that is blowing up, do you think he's just blowing up? He was number 1 on turntable charts yesterday. It was number 1 on turntable charts yesterday. Let me read something for you on turntable charts about Shatta Wale, so that people can understand that I'm not lying. I mean, about Black Sherif's music. Black Sherif debuts at turntable top 50, right? His song Always with Daku rises to number 8. Now listen to this. Turntable charts, the top 50 blends all genres premium streaming, top streaming charts, radio airplay and TV airplay charts in Nigeria. All songs are dated and updated on Mondays. This week charts will be reviewed on Monday, April 11, 2022. Now, where's Black Sherif? Black Sherif was number 1 on turntable top 50. He got an equivalent of 5.18 million equivalent streams and 10.2 million in radio reach. He was number 43 on radio in Nigeria. So you want to sit in Ghana and get 10.2 million in radio reach? Let me read the record with Daku. Daku is a Nigerian artist who is based in the UK, by the way, and she featured Black Sherif on the song. Where is Daku? Always tallied 2.08 equivalent streams, 16.5 million in radio reach, and 5.78 million in TV reach. So you want to sit in Ghana and have that in Nigeria? Do you think Empire has been playing on this record? You think they have been folding their hands and saying, oh, Nigeria will support us? That record is going to get a remix very soon. Probably with a Nigerian artist. Or if not a Nigerian artist, maybe a foreign artist. And to push it even further. But you want to sit in Ghana and complain. Shatta Wale, you need to learn 1 or 2 things. Let's move on.
Does this necessarily mean that every Ghanaian artist needs Nigeria to achieve true Pan-African success?
It's a complicated conversation. Let's break it down. 1, Nigeria is the mecca of Afrobeats. Either you want to accept it or not, that's your problem, it's a fact. It's not just the mecca of Afrobeats. It's the most populous black nation. It's the most populous country in Africa. That's 200 million people, where over 53% is under 19 years old. That's 1. Number 2, Nigeria's artists are the biggest artists in Africa, plain and simple. Now, you might argue that for other people, especially in other regions, about their popularity, especially with North African artists who have a huge crossover Middle Eastern appeal, and their YouTube numbers are so ridiculous, right? You might look at someone like Diamond Platnumz. You might look at people from South Africa. You might look like maybe Focalistic, whatever. You might look at Black Coffee or Scorpion Kings. It's very possible for you to do that. But you can't compare the social capital of those artists to the social capital of Davido, Burna Boy, and Wizkid. It's not possible. And you still can compare those guys with Olamide, maybe even to a Savage. It's just a fact. And even on my these days, or Fireboy maybe. Because last year on Apple Music, the most streamed album on Apple Music last year was Davido's album, A Better Time. The most streamed song in Kenya on Apple Music, maybe Kenya or Tanzania or Uganda, one of those 2, was Infinity by Olamide and Omale. Bro, so it shows you that there's not just a demand for Nigerian music. Even DSPs are going to push Nigerian music because, aside from desirability, they also want to make money because they're going to get you to stream the records because they know that it's quality, there's a demand for the sound, and then there's a demand for the artists. So it means that it's just like America. Nigeria is basically, culturally, Nigeria is the America of Africa. Everything, if the moment something touches Nigeria, it just... Let's go back to the contemporary times. I like going back to 1999 from now. The moment Makusa and Awilo Longomba touched Nigeria, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. A little bit further, the moment VIP touched Nigeria, it was a wrap. The moment R2Bs touched Nigeria, it was a wrap. The moment Azonto touched Nigeria, it was a wrap. The moment Fali Pupa touched Nigeria, it was a wrap. The moment party after party touched Nigeria, it was a wrap. The moment Cabo Snoop touched Nigeria, it was a wrap. We can keep going. We can keep going. You can't deny it. So it means that this is the place where people want to come to be able to spread their own gospel. Either by collaboration or by penetration, radio, interviews, media coverage, whatever. However, does it mean that all Ghanaian artists have to come here before they succeed? No. Or maybe it's a bit of a yes and a no. Right now, a chunk of where a lot of artists really want to make their music is online. But the chunk of the artists and their music, the chunk of their money still comes from brand deals and endorsements. So it means that a lot of their money, they still need to make a lot of online noise and offline noise. I mean, offline noise for them to have that buzz. Online, if you have number one record on Apple Music, nobody might give a nobody on the streets, bro. I mean, yes, there's a steady alignment of what is trending on the streets and what is popular on streaming is starting to reflect a little bit what is trending on the streets. And even, I will argue that sometimes streaming is blowing some digital hits. You understand? Streaming is propelling digital hits. Like some records, top charts on streaming platforms, they get on playlists and you start seeing them in real life. An example is Faith. Faith's records, right? But let's go back to this argument in the sense that when it comes to online, the online world, right? Nigeria has a population of 200 million people. Internet penetration in Nigeria is about 33%. Ghana has a population of maybe about 30 or 40 million people, or 50. Internet penetration in Ghana is about 53% as of 2019 or 2020, right? So it means they have the higher internet penetration in Nigeria. The circulation of the internet in their country is much better than in Nigeria. However, 33% of Nigeria is going to be around over 60 million people, right? Whereas 50-something% of Ghana is about 20 million people. So choose your pick, and that's facts only.